Hmm. Good day to you, whatever time of day it is. Hi guys, LJ here, and my light is kind of bright, so I'm not really I feel like a deer in headlights. But I'm here because, yeah, I want to share this. Really, this is a new awareness for me, and I love to feel like I'm just sharing from my journey, right? What's working for me, what I'm realizing. So, not even trying to teach you anything, right? But just sharing what's coming through and what I'm noticing and what I'm realizing. And yeah, part of my art and trade and craft in the world seems to be about these practices that we might call yoga and meditation. And so it's just really fun for me to share my realizations along my journey with these practices, really. And then I always like to add that in my learning, I add that practices includes perspectives and psychology as all part of what we might call yoga, right? And so it becomes things that we're doing that attend to all those realms. But this idea, which is an awareness that I've been coming into more and more and more and more over my almost 20 years of being a yoga teacher now, and then of course having my own practice within it, which I always feel like we're teaching really from our own practice and learning as teachers. So this idea about how would yoga and meditation help or have anything to do with intuition? And for some of us, that might feel like, no pun intended, but a stretch, right? I laugh because, yeah, that's one of those misconceptions that I'm so hell-bent on clearing up, is that yoga is just stretching. So yes, we do have these exercises that we use that look and create some forms of stretching. And even some of that can be part of how intuition becomes a part of it, or actually what I'm realizing, what it's all about. But yoga is so much more than just the poses. It can be just about really anything that is connecting for us. So that's always my first thing I want to share, and it's one of my messages along the way, is that yoga's just about connection. Yoga means union, to join. So it helps us broaden our idea of what yoga is, what it means, and what it can be. And then I also have loved to really embrace and share that the more we even personalize what is yoga for us and do the, whether it's the use of the poses that's just right for us, or tapping into what other things are forms of yoga for us and using those, right? So I love to share that that can be journaling, that can be walking, that can be time in nature, that can be any use of sound or music, dancing, all sorts of things. In my last yoga book, I had all my yoga tools that I feel like count. And the poses were one part. But yeah, breath is another tool, imagination, gratitude. So when we start to see that yoga means anything that joins or connects us, reconnects us. Hi, kitty. I hear my kitty in the background. Maybe we could start to open up to how in the heck yoga could have anything to do with intuition. If we start to realize that this means that our yoga is built to help us reconnect, right? To reconnect with what? To join with what? And I've always liked to say that we kind of get to choose that, right? And maybe we're reconnecting and joining with lots of things. So yes, reconnecting mind with body seems to be the one a lot of us are aware of. Reconnecting ourselves with our breath, right? Reconnecting ourselves with the moment. Reconnecting ourselves spiritually, of course, like, and we can see that as like reconnecting with our heart, our soul, our truth, our intuition, right? So I started to see and realize, and I made a video course even in this last year that I'm looking forward to sharing more and more, where I started to see and realize how these tools of yoga can be ways that we're actually amplifying our intuition, that we're building our intuition. And when we start to see that, again, what does that word intuition mean? Maybe it means like a connection or a listening or a guidance, right, from within. And maybe that's a guidance from your heart, your soul, your truth, or even your God, right? Or if it's like God within, like reconnecting, learning to listen to that more, connect with that more, and then even live from that more, right? So you can start to see how the yoga lifestyle could really be powerful and transformative. And that's why, even though a lot of us still think secretly that it's just exercises, and sure, yeah, probably it gets us in good shape, but it's like, how did it have something to do with enlightenment or spirituality? Like, that's still a little fuzzy for a lot of us, right? So especially if you're someone who you are staying open about what you're calling your spirituality, of course we all have our own forms of it, right? So whatever you might even see this idea of intuition as, whether you see it as, again, something about you, within you, you like yourself. You could even see it as you're just getting better at listening to yourself, connecting with yourself. But also, yeah, if you like to feel spiritual, that you could say that you're using all these practices to develop that connection with, maybe that part of you and life around you, right? And yeah, that we can start to see that we connect with intuition through, first of all, the body is totally a part of intuition, and a way that we're built to sense and feel and know things even, right? So these practices that help us reconnect with our body more can be so helpful, right? In tuning how the body feels, but also just tuning into the body for that guidance and getting better at being tuned into the body and just actually being in our bodies so that we can be listening for that guidance from the body in various ways, right? And also, yeah, that tuning in that we get to do to our thoughts and our feelings and our imaginings and our ideas as part of what we're doing with our yoga and meditation, and how that's just kind of helpful in tuning us more into intuitive living, right? And then we see that also our yoga for sure is built to just help us be more present and in our moments and aware of what's happening around us. We could also see that means like being more present for the magic and serendipity that could be part of intuition also, if we like to feel like we're getting guidance from the universe in a way too, in that intuitive way, that the more tuned in we are to the moment, right, the more present we are, and even paying attention. And attention is one of the faculties that we are most using and developing with yoga, actually. And that's where it's important to see that it's not just the exercises. The exercises are a place that we practice it. And yeah, just learning to be more in tune with ourselves day to day and doing these things that tune us. That's why I've come to love this word, tuning, because it just works so well for describing what I see we're doing with these practices, right? So we're tuning ourselves physically, of course, right? We're tuning ourselves mentally, we're tuning ourselves energetically, and we're tuning in on all these levels, tuning in to the moment as well, and even to like spirit and God, the universe, your fairies and angels, or however you like to see it, your guides, and also tuning up how you're feeling and flowing, which also really helps with being more tuned into intuition, right? Because in a lot of ways, the better we're feeling, the better we're able to be in that mode of listening and even flowing with the next good idea. And yeah, that it can be about getting into this lifestyle of being more present and listening and feeling and living and even making decisions from there, right? And seeing that as like a spiritual thing to do, that you're tuning yourself in more to that part of you. And that you're learning to bring that into your everyday life, but more and more and more because of your daily practices. So yeah, not only is yoga helpful for amplifying intuition, but now I'm seeing more and more that's what it's all about, really. And I think I'll just finish with saying that I've noticed and really been amazed as I've looked back at the changes in me over these last over 20 years that I've been using yoga. And if I could look at how my yoga's been working and how much it's just helped me tune into me more and become more of me. And yeah, to listen more, tune in more to my intuition, you could say my truth, my heart, my soul, and get better at living from that and being from that, right? And how much that's just improved everything. But I can look and see that that's been the yoga, right? The connecting practices and perspectives and psychology that I've been playing with over the years. And yeah, so it's exciting to share that it's not only is it a little bit about intuition with yoga meditation, but it's all about that. So yeah, and part of this has led me to realize I want to have some live webinars with y'all, some Tune You webinars. And the first one I want to do is about amplifying your intuition, right? So stay posted. I'm going to announce more of that soon in the next day or so. And those will be happening as a way for me to just connect with you and to share more of this tuning thing that I'm excited about and I see it work so well and just wanting to share, right? From my heart, my intuition, my soul, my truth to yours. So hope this could be helpful and stay posted for the live ways we can connect with the group webinars we'll be doing a little bit. All right. See you soon. Namaste.